Please don't spoil the movie by adding your own soundtrack.
All right.
And welcome back to Please Don't Spoil the Movie.
I'm Jordan Thomas.
Oh, we're introducing ourselves?
Just say your freaking name.
Okay, I'm Jade.
Yeah, Thomas.
Thomas. We're related. We're sisters by blood.
Hopefully by episode, whatever this one is, we have already explained that to you. But we're doing these out of order.
Our 4 listeners are aware. So what's going on? What's been up, Jordan?
Nothing much.
Yesterday was Valentine's Day.
Oh, yeah.
Did you do anything with your man?
No, regular day. He was at work.
He was at work. What were you doing? You're also at work.
Yeah.
Is Valentine's Day always on a Monday, or is it changes?
It changes like every day.
Because you know how like Thanksgiving is always on a Thursday.
Well, they pick it.
Oh, no, it's the same date.
No, it's not.
It's always the 14th.
Thanksgiving?
No.
Yeah.
Valentine's Day.
No, they said it's like Thanksgiving.
Oh.
Thanksgiving's a different day. It's like the last Thursday of whatever.
But Thanksgiving's always on like the 25th.
It's always around there, but it's not always the 25th.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Let's see.
Let's Google it.
Yes. Because I used to think that too. And you know, my friend Jade Sorrell's, her birthday is always, I used to think her birthday was the day before Thanksgiving. It's not, because it changes every year, but it's always around Thanksgiving.
No. It's always on the 25th. Oh, wait, you're right.
Yes. This
year was November 24th. The next year will be the November 23rd. Last year was November 25th.
Yeah, it changes. It's always the last Thursday of November.
But it's always on a Thursday.
Yeah, it's always on a Thursday. That wouldn't make any sense if it was on the same Thursday. They would have to
but I just thought, I was like, by the grace of the universe and the way the sun rotates around the earth or something, that it was always, that Thursday of November was just always the same day.
Nope.
Interesting.
Valentine's Day. That's why Valentine's Day can't control it when it's on a Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
Well, yesterday was Valentine's Day, and I'm glad it's over. I truly could not handle the Valentine's Day. I don't know what it was about this year, but this year, content. I could not handle the Valentine's Day content. I was like, I can't look at another post of, I love you, thank you for my man, God brought him into my life, we've been doing this, we're together, my partner in life, my soulmate. I couldn't do another one. I couldn't do it. You know how
I didn't see that much. I don't know. I had to work.
You know how lately people have been like, during like the holiday season, they're always like, you know, Merry Christmas, and think about those people who are like lost family members or don't have anywhere to go for Christmas or don't have anybody to spend it with. That's what they need to be doing for the Valentine's Day. That's what I want.
But you have somebody. You always
shout out to the women who are at home with their ice cream and their Ben and Jerry's and their wine.
Hey, Gallons Time Day is a big deal now. I saw a couple girls celebrating it.
Good for them.
You should have made some pre-plans to celebrate with your girls.
You know,
with your girls.
Valentine's Day was Sunday, right? Well, that was the Super Bowl.
I saw people celebrating yesterday, but I guess technically speaking,
my Super Bowl celebration was.
There you go. Your Valentine's Day. Where'd you go for Super Bowl?
Also, Super Bowl that just happened.
I didn't watch it at all.
I watched it.
How was Mary J. Blige's performance?
I will say visually it was nice. Like it was like a nice production. But you know, they're all old. Oh. So it's not like I think I just had a stroke and none of you did anything about it. I think Kendrick Lamar was the best because he's the youngest.
Oh, okay, wait. I thought it was just Mary. I saw 50 Cent and Eminem.
And Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre
Snoop Dogg
and Kendrick Lamar. I didn't know that 50 Cent and Eminem were in the mix.
You didn't know they were going to, or you didn't see them at all?
Yeah, I didn't know that they were part of the performance. And I also didn't see 50 Cent. Like after the fact, when it was over, like I saw on Twitter that he was there. I was like, at what point did he come out? Because I did not see him.
He was the upside down guy. No?
I mean, yeah, but I was like, you know, at a bar with friends.
Oh, you were paying attention.
I guess I wasn't, you know, paying attention fully. But I will say visually the performance was nice, but like they didn't like they were just like you know how Beyonce, she puts on a show, she's doing dance numbers, she's doing choreo. They're just like two-stepping on stage, and I'm just like, get the senior citizens down
just
from
like a
there.
Concert. Not every concert, not every artist is a pop star. It
was cool. Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah,
it wasn't Beyonce, but it was nice enough.
Beyonce. What bar were you go to?
Los Jefes. It's in Metairie.
Huh. Never heard of it.
They had like a Super Bowl situation. Los Jefes. Yeah.
That's a good segue. Unless you have anything else to talk about.
No.
Segue into the movie we're watching today, which is Good Burgers.
How is that?
Wait on it. Wait on it. I'm assuming Los Jefes.
Los Jefes.
Los Jefes? Is that a Mexican restaurant?
It is.
When I was doing my research
that
on Good Burger,
where it was shot is a Mexican restaurant.
Now is I think it used to be a burger joint, but now it's a Mexican restaurant.
Okay.
And that's how we get to the fact that today's movie we are talking about is the iconic, the old school, the 90s Good Burger.
Welcome to Good Burger, home of the Good Burger. Can I take your order?
Iconic. Now, Jay, go ahead and give us some.
Okay, let's begin. I'm going to start off with a little summary that I have on the film, just in case we have any viewers who hasn't, heard of the film.
We should always do summaries. We got to start doing that. We're trying. We're learning.
Right. I actually wrote this summary myself, so bear with me. Big-headed high schooler Dexter Reed.
You chose the word big-headed,
yes.
or you found it online?
No, I was like, what is like a word to describe what kind of man he was?
Big-headed.
He was big-headed. Big-headed high schooler Dexter Reed plans for having a nice and relaxing summer vacation are soon foiled when he is forced to get a summer job after Ed, a cashier at the local Good Burger, causes Dexter to get into a car wreck involving Dexter's teacher, Mr. Reed, Sinbad. To pay off his debts to I said Mr. Reed, didn't I?
Yes.
Excuse me. To pay, his teacher's name is Mr. Wheat. To pay off his debt to Mr. Wheat, Dexter gets a job at Good Burger with the help of Ed. Meanwhile, things turn for the worse when Mondo Burger, a fast food chain, opens up across the street and threatens to run Good Burger out of business. Dun, dun, dun. Now it is up to Dexter and Ed to save Good Burger when they begin to sell a delicious special secret sauce that Ed created. Not Hercules. Oh, Jesus.
Secret sauce that Ed created.
Their secret sauce just might be the answer, but not if Mondo Burger can get their hands on it.
Mm. Dun, dun, dun. It's a great synopsis.
Yes. Okay. So let's get into the nitty. The nitty gritty, the background. What I will say is this. I feel like in the past movies we've done, like Mean Girls and Breakfast Club, like I had like a laundry list of things. I don't have much here.
Well, I feel like it's because it's like
not much to say.
Did it go to the theaters?
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like it's because it's just like a low key movie. I don't know. I feel like it came from All That, the pop, the 90s show All That, which is like a children's version of Saturday Night Live.
Yeah. Okay. Well, anywho,
Wow.
Yeah, because like you're saying what it's in my notes. So
sorry, you gave me the only information.
Okay, well, for this part I am. Okay, so Good Burger was released on July 25th, 1990. It is based on the comedy sketch of the same name on the Nickelodeon series All That. We all remember All That. Yeah, All That. Breeze the Mayor, Amanda Bynes.
It's all
She's not done.
that. It's all that.
This is just an introduction. Before I blow your mind, the show is all of that. And yes, we do it all the time. So stick your booty on the floor or in the chair. Rhymes in the air. Just don't go nowhere. It's everything we do. It's all that. We're entertaining you. All of that. My posse and my crew.
It's all that.
So sit still, because we're coming right back. This is all that.
This is all that.
Check it. Grammy goes too.
Okay, and then what were you saying?
I don't even know. Oh, so TLC, it breezed Amanda Bynes.
Right? Oh my god.
Amanda Bynes, Keenan and Kel were on there.
Soundtrack by TLC.
Soundtrack, whatever.
Theme song
by TLC. Okay, so then the movie Good Burger was written by Dan Schneider, who is in the movie. He plays the manager, Mr. Bailey, of Good Burger. But he's also like the creator, producer of All That, Drake and Josh, The Amanda Show, Zoe 101, iCarly, Victoria, Sam and Cat,
he did it all.
Girl, he is Nickelodeon.
The writer or the producer?
I think the producer, the producer creator.
Yeah, he's got his hands on everything.
So he is our childhood. Like he's the reason why Nickelodeon is what it is. So let's get down to budget. Do you want to guess the budget?
$1 million.
That's a little low, but
really?
It is low like that.
$5 million.
You're getting closer.
$10 million? 9.
$8.5 million. You want to guess the box office?
I'm gonna say like 20 mil.
You're pretty close.
Tell me.
You want to take another guess?
25.
You're close.
22.
$23.7 million.
There we go. We made a profit.
There we go. A profit was made. And obviously it stars Kel Mitchell, Keenan Thompson, Sinbad, who plays Mr. Wheat, Dexter's teacher, Carmen Electra, Linda,
Cardelli.
I don't know. Y'all know her. She was in Scooby-Doo. She was in Freaks and Geeks. She's on that Netflix show, Dead to Me or something like that.
Yeah. This was her first movie.
her first movie, yeah. And then a few cast members from All That also make appearance or have small roles in the movie. So
yes.
Like Josh from All That, he plays...
He is in there,
He plays... Who does he play?
He's like one of the employees.
He plays one of the employees. I can't remember what his name was.
Yeah.
I forgot his name.
I didn't write down any of
And then you know the girl who on All That used to do vital information.
Did I write her name down?
I
wrote it somewhere in this.
Yeah, it's somewhere in here. Lori or whatever.
Yeah.
She plays the lady who like talks super fast, and she's like ordering a good burger, and she's like giving Ed an aneurysm with her order.
Yes.
Okay, but yeah, that's about it. That's all I got for our facts and figures.
Fine. Well, let's
dive in.
Okay. The first scene, and if you pay attention, the first words in the movie are also the last words in the movie, which are
"Welcome to Good Burger, home of the Good Burger."
But before, yeah, and then I guess in the first scene you see a burger being made. I guess I kind of skipped a little bit. I guess in the first scene we see a lovely, delicious good burger being made, which looks exquisite. Exquisito.
Also, when I was typing up like the information, what I read was there was like 150 pounds of meat on set every day. And it was like Kel was saying how it was like old
sitting
and
out.
like dust and like sitting out. Like the extras had to like eat it.
Right.
And I was like, oh, that's
I'm assuming when he says that, I'm assuming he means like in between the shots. Because at first I was like, they made them eat the raw meat, but I guess he's saying like the extras.
No, like when it was made, like that. You know, they were eating like old dusty burgers.
Well, I'm hoping that they didn't leave. I'm hoping he means like in scene they had to, not like the extras.
Yeah, not as like food.
Yeah. At first I was like, why'd they make them eat that?
No, yeah, like in the movie when filming, yeah.
He didn't specify. Okay, so Ed is having a dream about a good burger.
Yeah, the burgers are like flying and talking to him, and they're like, Ed, I see you, and they're like, don't sell me, Ed, and they have like eyes, and they're like floating, and Ed's like, whoa, and Ed's an idiot, by the way.
Yeah, he's
an idiot.
Yeah, you didn't mention. Did you mention that Ed was? I know you said. I
said
I know you said what's his name.
I didn't mention that he was stupid in this.
Yeah, what you call it? Dexter is big-headed,
and then Ed's dim-witted.
There it is. So, and as you can tell from his dream about Good Burgers, he's obsessed with freaking Good Burger.
He wakes up, first of all, in the dream. He wakes up and he's in his Good Burger uniform.
He wakes up in his Good Burger.
He got the hat on and everything.
And then he
goes and he takes a shower.
I want to mention his alarm wakes him up. He picks up the clock and goes,
"Whoa, clock." Whoa, a clock. So not like, dang, I'm late for work, or dang, it's 4:30.
Whoa, clock.
Whoa.
There's so many quotes that he makes that we're not going to portray accurately. You just have to watch the show.
Yeah, you can't really.
Because they're hilarious. Mm-hmm. The way he acts is like perfect.
And then so he takes a shower. He takes a shower with his
uniform on,
the hat on, and everything.
Yes, and he's singing, "I'm a dude, she's a dude, you're a dude, we're all dudes." Hey, it's a fun song. Put his clothes on.
And then, meanwhile, at Good Burger, people are trying to get their orders while he's like running late.
Right.
And then everyone at the store is like, "Oh, sorry, like we can't take your order because Ed's not here."
Yeah, because he's the counter guy.
He's like, "Oh, you gotta get the counter guy, Ed."
Yeah. Why
is he the only one trained on the cash register?
Why is he in front of people? Why is he the first thing you walk into Good Burger? That's the representation.
Why is he not in the back? Why is he not in the back? I'm weak.
Flipping burgers. They're like, "Oh yeah, Ed, you're smart enough to handle the human interactions.
Right? You know social cues. You're great for this."
Yes.
Ooh, that's funny.
And
so he's on his way to Good Burger via roller skates.
Yes.
And while he's on the roller skates, he bumps into like everybody. He takes down a little girl playing double dutch and like drags her through the gravel.
Terrible.
And then some kind of way he bumped into a lady walking with her baby. He get the hands on the baby. He got the baby now.
Skating with the baby.
He's roller skating with the baby. He makes his way to a basketball court, switches the basketball out with the baby. The basketball players dump the baby into the basketball hoop. And it's just all chaotic.
Yeah.
And
eventually
the lady get back her baby.
Oh yeah, so yeah,
and then he arrives at Good Burger to annoyed customers, and one of the customers who has really had it up to here.
Yeah.
With the what's the word I'm looking for?
The staff, the waiting.
Incompetence.
The competence
of the workers in Good Burger. And he's just like, you know what? I can't wait until Mondo Burger opens up.
Which leads Ed to ask, what's Mondo Burger?
And they're like, come on, Ed. They're like, Ed, come on. You ain't seen this big old gigantic
apparently
storefront.
Monique, which is
Monique.
character. She's played by Cher Jackson.
Yeah. I feel like that's not her name. Is it Cher? I feel like it's Shari.
C-H-A-R. I mean,
C-H-E-R?
A-R.
Oh, I guess that is Cher.
Is Cher right?
Or Char?
Char?
Chara?
Monique.
Mm-hmm.
She is telling Ed, like, dude, they've been doing construction for months. How have you missed this? The buildings are right across the street.
Big old brick and mortar.
And it's like not like a regular store. It looks
like a mall.
It looks like a mall.
It looks like they're building a mall.
Yeah, it looks like they're building.
But it is literally a fast food restaurant.
Burger joint.
It's a burger place.
Yeah.
It's Mondo.
It would be fun if that was like the kind of burger place where you have like arcade games in and like the kids go run up.
It's like a Dave
But
and
I feel like it's not.
No,
I don't think I saw any of that.
They're literally just selling burgers in that big old place.
And then next we meet Jade's the big-headed one. Dexter.
Yeah. So basically, Model Burger is their competition. Blah 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 blah. But next scene, we're fast forward to Dexter in class. He's taking a test on the last day of school. It's about to be summer vacation. He's not really into it. You can tell he's ready to go. And Dexter is collecting his belongings. He's walking out the door after, for whatever reason, taking a test on the last day of school. Which
that's a great point. Why is he doing that?
Yeah. So Mr. Wheat, as we mentioned in the summary, is the man giving the test. And as Dexter is walking out the class, Mr. Wheat's like, look, I'm worried about you. I don't know what's going on with you. Dexter don't care. He said, look, it's summer vacation. I'm going to catch you later. So Dexter and his friend Jake, Marcus Houston, get into... They're like walking out. They're leaving the school. They get into Dexter's mom's car that he's driving,
nice
without permission. It's like a Corvette. Like, what is it? It's like
I didn't know. I know it's like a red.
It's like a red sports car. Look, a Corvette, a Bugatti, a Ferrari, one of them. So she out of town on business, and he driving his mama car without permission.
He's tripping,
right?
Not the red sports car. Like if mom drove a minivan, sure, take the minivan. But the red sports car, if you crash that. That's end days for you, baby.
It's curtains. So then, meanwhile, back at Good Burger, Mr. Bailey, Dan Schneider, the store manager, tells Ed he needs to go make a food delivery. So Dexter about to going in a car with the red Corvette with Jake talking about his summer plans. Meanwhile, Ed on the way to make his little food delivery on his roller skates. Okay.
Yeah, it sounds like it's going well. What happens?
Sounds girl, like... he going on and on about how summer vacation is supposed to be relaxing, blah, 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 blah.
He has his hot stuff.
Yeah,
he's talking to his bestie.
Big headed.
Like he's hot stuff. There's like he owned the car. Like he paying the bills on the car.
Like he got a license. Anywho. So then he's driving. They're like cutting the camera back and forth from like Ed on the roller skates to him driving. And then basically Ed and Dexter cross path, and Dexter almost hits Ed at an intersection. And then right before he
can't drive, he's a teenager. Yeah. Like he's over here chit-chatting about how his life is so great. He needs to be focused on the road.
Right. So he almost hits Ed at this intersection. And they like lock eyes, and their both faces are like of terror. And right before he hits Ed, he like swerves and misses him. But in the process, he hits Mr. Wheat's car, his teacher who was giving out Sinbad. his teacher who was giving out that test on the last day of school.
Mm-hmm.
And girl,
he got in a car accident.
Girl,
because
now the Corvette's crashed. The red car, the sports car.
Mr. Wheat is very upset because his salary is $22K a year, and he splurged on this car.
No, the car was $22K.
The car was $22K?
Yeah.
Why is he afford a $22K? Okay, excuse me.
Yeah.
Well, he making a little time, but I was like, it's the 90s. That's like 50. Anyway, the car was $22K, which is a lot on teacher's salary.
That's a lot that's a lot for a teacher's salary, and that's an expensive car in the 90s because a $22,000 car that's a nice car today.
Yeah,
that's gonna give you something decent.
I mean, it was a nice car.
Yeah, it was like an Infinity or something.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, it was like an Infinity.
I know. Yeah, some of my it's been a while since I've been in high school, but they weren't driving Infinities.
Yeah. But okay, so
he's pissed. And then Mr. Wheat also threatens. It's like, okay, I'm calling the police.
Girl, he is
because we got in a car accident.
He is pitching the fit. He's like, look at this. Look at these chrome wheels. Look at this. You see this? You know how expensive it is for a black man running around with chrome wheels? Like, he's going in. He's going in. And he's like, I hate to put a black man in jail, but I'm calling the police. Like, he is pissed.
I hate to put a black man in jail. And why would he go to jail for that?
Right. Meanwhile, he got a shirt on that says like black equals excellence, or black is beautiful, or black whatever. Like and talk about sending him to jail with his little fro.
He said, but I call the popo.
And then Dexter is like begging him not to call the police because he was driving without a license.
Does he have a permit? He just I guess he didn't mention it, but
I think he might have a permit.
Yeah, definitely doesn't have a license.
Yeah, but he admits that he was driving without a license and he can't call the police. And then he's like, "I'll fix it, I promise." Blah 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 blah.
And then he definitely doesn't want to call. Does he like, I'm gonna call your mom?
He threatens to call his mom, and he's like, you can't call my mom. So then
don't do that either.
I think the next scene they go to like literally like a repair shop to get an estimate. And the estimate turns out to be $1,900 in repairs. Whew. And to Dexter's demise. Not demise.
To Dexter's
dismay.
Mm-hmm.
He now realizes he does in fact have to get a summer job.
And he also doesn't. And then again, he's like, okay, that's it. I'm calling your mom because of course you're not paying for this.
Right? Because then Mr. Wheat's like, oh yeah, you're not. He's like, I'm calling your mom because you ain't got this money. Yeah. He's like, no. And he's like, I'll get a summer job.
Do teachers get paid over the summer?
I don't know. But of course not. They're not working. They teaching. Who they educating?
Right, but they just don't have a check for 3 months. Do they?
Yeah, maybe they pick something up, and in the meantime.
I wonder how that works. Because that is, I'm like, summer break just started. I'm sure his last paycheck is coming in 2 weeks. I don't even know how the teacher could afford to fix those repairs on his own dime. I mean, he act like he balling, but he must have no kids or something. That's probably what it is.
Okay, so he has to get his summer job, and where does he get his summer job at?
Mondo Burger.
And now we're introduced to Kurt. Mess with Kurt, you go into the grinder.
Oh. He's basically over there. And we see him in a scene. He's not keeping up.
Yeah, he is not. He cannot keep up with the ketchup, with the pickles, with the mustard combo. Like he ain't getting it. He not moving fast enough because they moving like little children in sweatshops over there at Mondo Burger, and he moving like
he's not keeping up. And Kurt realizes it. I do want because he's very serious about his job as a owner of Mondo Burger. That's
the real. It's never established what Kurt's involvement is in Mondo Burger. Yeah. Is he the manager? Is he the owner?
He act like he's the owner.
Is he the owner's son?
That's what I'm hoping.
Is he the stepson to the owner? Like, what
How
is
old
Kurt?
is he?
How old is Kurt? Is Kurt 20?
He's giving 20.
Because I'm thinking Kurt's Dexter in them age, like a high schooler. But why is he running a major fast food chain?
He's got to be at least 20.
At like 17. So he's got to be in his 20s.
And he's running his business like a cult.
I have never seen someone so invested.
I think he even says, what does he say?
He said, forget about your family. Because Kurt is now your mother and your father.
Yeah.
So basically, okay, so Dexter's at Mondo Burger. He's not keeping up.
He's cracking jokes.
Yeah, he's cracking jokes. Kurt doesn't like it because Kurt is a cult leader, and he's like, if your life isn't Mondo Burger, then your life ain't It ain't hitting on nothing.
Yes.
So basically, Kurt is going off on Dexter.
I wonder how much he was paying these people for life to be Mondo Burger.
Correct. $10 an hour.
They did offer
$10
right.
an hour. But that's a lot for the 90s again.
That's a lot for a high school job,
because people making $10 an hour today. And high schoolers.
When I worked at my server job, I started off paid with like $9 an hour, and I was like, this is great.
Right.
I was like, this is
amazing. And this movie came out in 95 or 97? 97. And they're making $10 an hour in 97. They got some money in their pocket. Yeah. But anywho. So
he gets fired.
Yeah. Kurt's basically going off on him. And he's like, one thing I can't stand is an incompetent, bumbling, sloppy fast food employee.
Not sloppy.
Girl, he's telling him all that. So basically, Kurt fires Dexter because Dexter's cracking jokes. He's not following through. And then he's like, Kurt, please, I need this job. He begs. And then he's like, you mess with Kurt, you go into the grinder, okay? That's like his catchphrase throughout the entire movie. So.
And in another scene, right after this, we see even more craziness from Ed, who somehow got into like the milkshake machine. He's like swimming around in it.
He was like supposed to be fixing it, but he's like in it. And he's covered in pink goo.
He's doing awesome. And then I think right after that, he gets in an argument with a customer who said like he wanted a burger with nothing on it. And then Ed gives him 2 buns.
And he's like, I ordered a burger with nothing on it. And he's like, I gave you nothing. And he was like, but I was expecting a meat patty. Bro, a meat patty is something. You asked for nothing.
Gosh. He's such an idiot. I mean, honestly, I don't know how they've never fired him.
Right.
He's gotten so many customers pissed off.
I oh my God. Like, I can't imagine.
He's so sweet, but he's so
I don't even think he's sweet.
He's so nice.
That something like that would drive me insane. Like someone like him, I would literally be like, I cannot do this.
He's gotta be nice. People, they put up with him,
I guess. So Ed's acting like an idiot with like a customer. Meanwhile, Dexter is now at Good Burger.
Hanging out.
He's hanging out and he's ordering Good Burger shakes and he's slugging them back like it's shots.
Yeah,
like he's scotches. It's like he's so upset that he got fired and he's slugging them back like he's sitting at a bar.
He's drinking like 10 of them.
And then Ed goes over to give Dexter another Good Burger. And Dexter's like, he's like, oh, here's another Good Burger shake. And then he's like, yeah, keep them coming. Like he's getting high off of this. Right.
That's a lot of sugar. Like a lot of sugar. I don't know why he's not falling asleep in that booth. Because I would be tired.
So after Ed serves Dexter another Good Burger shake, Dexter's like, don't I know you from somewhere? So he realizes that Ed looks familiar to him, but he doesn't know from where. He's familiar because they got into a car accident.
Yeah, he's the reason why he has to get a summer job. Just not taking part of the blame because you originally were doing something you're not supposed to be doing, but you know how people like to put their issues on other people and don't like N-word.
That's right. That's a good life. That's a good life lesson.
Think about your choices.
Right. And so he's like, don't I know you from somewhere? And then Ed's like, you ever been to Australia? And Dexter's like, no. And he's like, me neither.
He makes the craziest face. Oh God!
And then he's like, well, maybe I'm like a famous baseball player or like a pretty nurse. And Dexter's like, what? And he's like, okay, I give up. Who am I? And like Dexter's like, I've had enough with you. Like, please get away from me.
What is going on?
Like he's like, what is wrong with you? So basically, after like brief conversation, Ed offers him a job at Good Burger. And he asks Mr. Bailey, the manager, and he's like, hey, Mr. Bailey, can he like work here? And Mr. Bailey's like, no.
He does say no. He's like, no. Very quickly.
What? Like, no. Hire somebody. No.
I was like, I can barely pay you people.
Right. But he ends up giving him the job. And
as a delivery driver.
Yes. And then at this point we start to get like an introduction to all of like the workers and employees.
Can we point out that he gets a job as a delivery driver even though he doesn't have his license?
Correct. Correct. He does not have a license, but he's hired to make deliveries.
Despite not having a license.
And that is why he's in the situation to begin with, because he did not have a license. Yeah. But so we start to get like an introduction to all of the characters. Biz! That's his name. Oh. Biz is Josh from All That. I don't know what Fizz does. He's a drive-through guy. And then we have Otis, who's 77 years old. Ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis. And then we have Dee Dee. She's a vegetarian.
Right, and she hates working there. Or maybe she likes working there. She's very peppy.
The question is, why are you a vegetarian and you're working at a fast food restaurant?
Times are rough.
That's the irony of the situation. She said something that I've never thought about. Because when I think of vegetarians, I only think of vegetarians as, like, people who don't eat meat. Mm-hmm. But she was like, I also don't wear fur. And I've never thought of a vegetarian as someone who also participates in not wearing, like... You're like when I think of vegetarian, I only think of it as diet. Right. I've never thought of it as, like, in realms of, like, oh, I don't wear animal skin either. Yeah. I was like, oh.
Well, I guess it depends on what reason you're doing it. If you're doing it because you love animals, then it would encompass all that. But if you're doing it because you're just like, oh, this meat is terrible, or for diet reasons, and you're like...
Yeah, meat's terrible for you then. Yeah.
Give me that leather, baby.
But, like, I wonder if that falls under the umbrella of being a vegetarian. Like,
Which one?
Like, not wearing animal skin.
No. Like, you just don't wear animal skin, but you wear meat, but you eat meat.
But you don't eat meat either.
Well, yeah, because of I feel like that's a lifestyle. Then I feel like the not wearing leather is a lifestyle. I'm sure.
But is the definition of a vegetarian someone who also doesn't partake in wearing animal flesh?
I don't think so.
After she said that, I feel like it does.
I don't think so.
Whatever.
I don't think so. It's just like a dietary thing.
Perhaps, maybe. Okay. And then we have Spatch. He's not a people person. He's basically a thumb. That's what he's silly. He's basically a vegetable. But he's on, what is he, like the chef or something? And then we have Monique. Oh, I put in parentheses, real B word.
Ah! Not the only black woman.
She had an attitude because as soon as they met him, she was stank with him.
Because she read him from a mile away. Right. Bad news.
She knew what he was. Yeah. As soon as he walked up. So yeah, Monique. We introduced to Monique again. She right off back does not like Dexter, but Dexter likes her. Right. Dexter's into her. You see. And then Ed shows Dexter the Good Burger Mobile. Yeah. After they go for a quick little ride.
It's shaped like a burger.
It's shaped like a burger, yes. It's a burger.
It's called the Burger Mobile. Very similar to SpongeBob and to people.
And then on the ride, they run into Mr. Wheat's mailbox.
I don't understand why he is the bad guy in this movie.
He didn't do it either. He's pro-black.
He was interested.
He's an educator.
He was interested in Dexter's life. He was like,
yeah, he was like, I'm worried about you.
Yeah, but he just, I mean, of course he's gonna be upset with Dexter.
Him. He hit him. But some kind of way, Mr. Wheat could not catch a break.
Yeah, because
he's portrayed as the villain.
He's for whatever reason.
Mr. Wheat's our people. He's my people.
Yeah, he's a regular. He's done nothing wrong, literally nothing wrong.
The worst thing he's done was give a test on the last day of school. That's peculiar. It's weird, but
he didn't grade it. But yeah.
Why is he...
Grades are in. I don't even know why he's doing tests.
Why is he the antagonist of this film?
I don't know.
After Kurt, of course.
Kurt didn't even get it as bad as Mr. Wheat.
And Mr. Wheat his brand new Infinity is total. His mailbox has just been run over.
How do you get mail when people run over your mailbox?
It's so
They just hang on to your mail?
It's weird. Back at Good Burger, now, what's
we do okay. I just want to point out that the place from Good Burger or the restaurant is so freaking cute. It's such a cute. No, you don't think it's a cute like old school burger joint?
It's okay.
Oh, I love it.
No,
I think the outside is cute. I think the inside is cute.
The outside maybe.
I think it's so cute.
It looks like a hole in the wall.
Yeah.
Okay. I see what you're saying. Okay, yeah. I'll give it to you.
It's a cute burger joint. I like it.
It's not diner vibe, but yeah, I'll give it to you. It's got a little...
Yeah. It's like homey or retro feel to it.
A little je ne sais quoi.
And then we learned that Dexter only makes $5 an hour.
Yeah. But think about it.
Okay, I can't.
What is that, minimum wage?
I'm sure at the time. I don't know how
long. In 1997.
I wonder how long.
And now we are in 2022, and minimum wage in the state of Louisiana is $7.25. I don't think it's the same everywhere.
I know. I know states have the. I think states have the the right to change it, but I think federally it's $7.25.
Oh my god!
But I think states have the right to change it.
Since 1997, it's gone up $2.25. Are you kidding me?
Ooh.
That's how many years is that? That's 24 years.
I think it's crazy, and I think it's crazy that companies are like, we pay you minimum wage, like that. Like they're not just like, I mean, clearly this is BS.
Law you have to pay me minimum wage.
No, I think it's crazy that they're like, we're gonna still abide by this, knowing that that's a crazy number.
Yeah,
like pay me more.
Low number.
Yeah,
who's functioning off of $7.25?
Like companies
when I worked at PacSun, that's how much I made. Is that how much I made? I think I made
maybe it was $8.
Huh?
It was $8.
Maybe $8. It wasn't over $8.
Yeah, I thought it was $8.
Which is crazy.
Yeah. Which is a little bit. I mean, if you're paying people literally $7.25, jump off a cliff.
Like, literally, you are a monster. Yeah. You are the villain.
You can at least do $10, depending. I don't know, but what $7.25? It's
absurd. It's mediocrity. It's idiocracy. But anywho, so after we've taken a ride in the burger mobile and everything,
how much he makes.
We're
Kurt and the crew.
Kurt and his goons.
Goons, perfect. Come from Mondo Burger to get a good old fashioned standoff with the Good Burger employees.
Right. They're talking about
we're better.
I'll take the last Good Burger to go.
Yeah. Ooh, bird. Like, why? Why is his like goal in life to be like, I have to take out that burger joint? It's America.
Like, he's like, I have nothing better going on in my life than to take out this small business that has one brick and mortar store.
Yeah, there's burgers all over the city. There's literally a burger probably on 2 blocks down. Why us?
And he's like, this is my life's mission. I will die by this. I will die on this hill.
Is this California? Where are they?
They're deaf. That's a good question. I would have to assume they're in California.
Yeah. There's freaking burger joints everywhere.
Yeah. Dude. It's ridiculous. So Kurt's like, I'll take the last Good Burger to go.
Burn.
And he reveals that this night, of which he is walking into Good Burger to get the last Good Burger, is the grand opening of Mondo Burger. And honey, it is a production.
It is a grand.
It's like red carpet. There's a band. There's lights. It's like a Hollywood premiere.
Yeah, it's like a Hollywood premiere.
And Kurt's like in his little silk t-shirt, and he's like, are you guys having fun at my party? It's just like, why are you doing all this for a burger joint?
Once again, how is he running this? Where's the money coming from? Why you, Kurt?
Why is he 20 years old?
Who approved the budget for this party?
Yes.
Was it you?
It's just weird. I want to know the backstory.
Are you Nicole?
Was Mondo Burger his idea and his dad funded him the money? Does he have daddy issues? He definitely has daddy issues.
He's got issues. I'm sure they come from all over places.
Yeah, his parents were never.
But definitely home. Like rich person. Like, oh, I've had everything in my life. Problems.
And like issues. I've never seen my parents because they were always like working. He's like one of those.
Yeah,
they were jet setting off in Paris while I was playing with Nanny and Nanny Beatrice.
I feel like he was like the type of person who would like torment his workers who worked.
He definitely was like hitting the nanny and the maid. Yeah. Okay, but it's a huge production. There's like lights and everything.
See their uniforms. They're very cute, futuristic.
Oh yeah, the Mondo Burger uniforms are really cute. I will give them that. It's giving Xenon.
It's giving
exactly
Xenon to the T. It's so cute. I wouldn't mind wearing that if I worked there. I also wouldn't mind wearing the Good Burger uniform.
Oh my god, I would 120% mind wearing the Good Burger.
You would mind wearing? They're cute.
I would never. It's stripes. It's white pants and a
it would have to
shirt.
Fit me right, but I think they would be cute.
There's not Jordan in a
it's cute.
in a hat.
I like them. It's like it's old school.
And that paper hat. Are you kidding me? What's wrong with me? I get that. But Mondo Burger, their stuff is cute.
And then right after, and the party's going so good at Mondo Burger that the electricity goes out at Good Burger.
Yeah, the lights are just so extravagant that they cause Good Burger's lights to go out.
And everyone did the work. And
everyone at Good Burger is kind of like down and glum, and Mr. Bailey was like, well, I guess y'all can go home now.
I guess I don't have to pay. You know what? I'm just not going to pay you guys anymore. Go ahead and go home.
Right. And we find out that Good Burger's take for the day was $43.09. For that day, they made $43.
That's not enough to pay people. They would have to close down yesterday.
I mean,
close the doors.
You make that in a day. I mean, that's just one day though. They made like $1,000. I don't know.
You have to.
Like
you have to pay these employees.
10,000. I don't know.
You have to pay employees. You have to. I'm sure the manager makes.
But it's just one day.
It's not good enough.
Okay, but anywho.
And then we get a montage of Mondo Burger having like great business and these customers coming in and they're making money. And then we have Good Burger like slow and boring and just trash. Not doing well.
Did we skip something? Oh yeah, you're right. Sorry. You're right. Mm-hmm.
I'm always right.
And then Mr. I thought this was so funny.
What?
After they've like been failing for like ages, Mr. Bailey goes, "Well, I can guess I can always feed my mother cat food." Ooh, that was so funny.
Not your mother. Feed yourself cat food.
And he just looks like the kind of man who lives with his mother.
Hey,
so after another horrible day of business at Good Burger, Ed and Dee are talking. Dee as in Dexter.
No.
And Ed asks Dexter if he like wants to hang out, and then Dexter's kind of like, "Oh, well, I don't know." But like while he's asking him, Ed is like on his roller skates and he's rolling around, and as he's rolling around, he knocks and bumps into Otis. And in that moment, Dexter sees him and realizes who he is. Like a light bulb goes off. And he's like, "Oh my God, you're the dude who caused me to get into the accident with Mr. Wheat. You're the reason why I have to spend my summer vacation here making $5 an hour day and night.
Right. Also
to pay for this evil man's car who's not really evil."
And misplaced blame once again.
Misplaced blame.
This is your
projection.
Fault. You don't know how to drive, dude.
Projection.
But
so Dexter's like, he's pissed.
And
then Ed's like, "So you don't want to hang out?"
Dexter storms off because he's bringing Otis to get his hip checked out.
Yeah, like and then because Ed knocks down Otis,
the oldest man there.
He's 77 years old,
the one who can't afford to fall. He has no insurance, I'm sure.
Right, because he works at a burger joint making $5 an hour.
Yeah, I don't know where he even brought him to get his hip checked out. Jesus.
And then Otis is like,
system, man.
"I need to get my hip checked."
Yeah, poor Otis. He's my favorite employee in this movie.
Interesting.
I just like him. I like his vibe, man.
So next scene, we're at Good Burger again. Mr. Wheat comes in to give Dexter his receipt for the car.
Yeah.
Dexter's on his lunch break. The total cost for the repairs is not going to be $1,900. It's actually going to be $2,500.
Whoa. That is not what we agreed on.
And he's like, well, it was supposed to be, the estimate said it was $1,900. And Mr. Wheat's like, "That's why it's an estimate, honey."
Yeah, he's like, "Do you know the definition of an estimate? Or do you just know how to drive without a license?"
Yeah. So he gives him the receipt and he's like, "I'm going to Mondo Burger. Gonna have lunch there. Home of the big booty burgers.
Home of the big booty burgers. Home of the big booty burgers."
And then Ed comes over and he tries.
Is that something he just made up? I wonder if that's like actually that.
He definitely improv that. That was improv. Home of the big booty
burgers. I have never heard Mondo Burger ever say that catchphrase. I just like it. He says that.
He improv that. So then Ed comes over and he tries to have lunch with Dexter. Dexter tells him he don't like him. He don't want nothing to do with him. He's not his friend.
Get out my face. Out my face.
And Ed is really just like not receiving it.
He doesn't get it. I don't know. But he doesn't understand people cues. He's not picking them up. He doesn't get sarcasm as well at all.
Right.
He's just not picking it up.
He just doesn't get it.
Just like,
and then after just like countless times of trying to reiterate to Ed that Dexter does not want to be his friend, Dexter's like, "Okay, I just give up." He's like, "I don't care."
Yeah, just have a seat.
He's like, "Just sit down. Leave me alone."
It's harder to get you away from me than it is to just have you sit down.
Right. Just sit down. And then so Ed sits down. They're eating lunch together. He whips out a sauce that he's gonna add on his lunch. His Good Burger, and then he accidentally spills the sauce on Dexter, and then Dexter gets a little taste of it. He's like,
I do declare, this is delicious.
It's like, what's this?
What's up in here?
What's
this tastes good. What's the sauce?
And then Ed's basically like, oh, this is my special sauce. I can make it myself with a little lemon juice, blah, 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 blah. And then in that moment, Dexter's eyes go big and he's like,
And he's like, cash? Or am I tripping? Am I making that up? Did they turn into like cash money?
No, you're making that up.
But someone did. Okay. Basically. That's the vibe he's
basically, his eyes literally go like, cha-ching.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, and nobody knows about this, right? And he's like, yeah, no.
He's like, yeah, no.
He's like, yeah, no one knows about it. And then, like, in that moment, you can tell he's, like, concocted a plan. And then, so he calls everybody over. He calls over Mr. Bailey. He calls over all the other coworkers over. And he's like, y'all got to try Ed's sauce. And then they're like, oh, my goodness, this is amazing. This is delicious. And then
they decide to sell it.
Yeah. And they're basically like, this is what's going to save Good Burger. This is what's going to get us back on track.
Read that Ed's sauce is supposed to taste like In-N-Out sauce.
Oh, I've never had In-N-Out sauce.
In-N-Out, I've had it once. I've had it like at least 2 times. Disgusting.
How does it taste?
I don't remember the sauce. I do remember it looking like that, but just
really
terrible.
Really?
Like the fries taste like cardboard.
Oh yeah, the In-N-Out fries are disgusting. Are they like known for having nasty fries? Because they're horrible. The one I've had it once. I've had In-N-Out once.
I think people either like In-N-Out or don't like In-N-Out. Like animal style, I think is what I think has.
Animal style.
Well, it's just like with the sauce on it or something, like maybe cheese, and I think it has that sauce on it, and it's called animal style. And it is just it is just not good. It's so bad. What does it taste like? Cardboard. Ew. Jade, it tastes like if I went to McDonald's and they cooked the food at 9 a.m. Had no business. No one cooked any additional food, but at 3 o'clock they gave me the food that they cooked at 9 a.m. and it's just cold. It's been sitting out. It wasn't hot. Now, I distinctly remember it not being hot, and I was just like, "What is
What's
this?
going on here?
And I don't remember if I had a burger. I can't remember if I was eating meat or not.
I don't know why I feel as if it's giving, like Ed sauce gives me Whataburger. You know how they have like spicy ketchup?
Well, no, I actually don't.
Oh, so they have like regular ketchup and they have spicy ketchup. I don't know why Ed sauce gives me spicy ketchup with like a hint of like extra ingredients.
Yeah, I wonder if it's almost like what you call it too, like cane sauce.
That's what I was gonna say. The real Ed sauce is cane sauce. That's cane sauce is the boss.
He was basically saying it was like mustard, mayonnaise.
He said lemon,
yeah,
and then that's all we got.
I think he says it right. Yeah,
but I feel like cane
sauce
is the real life Ed sauce. Like that
gotta be similar. I think it's either In-N-Out or Ed sauce, or In-N-Out or cane sauce. Similar.
But anywho, so they're like, oh my god, this is what's gonna save Good Burger. Mr. Bailey's like, Ed, get in there and start making that sauce. I don't know why it just really did not feel right with me with this white man telling this young black boy to get in the kitchen.
Get back there, boy.
Get your black behind in that kitchen and start whipping up them goods.
Yeah. I mean, I was comfortable.
Them collard greens.
I was comfortable with it until he brought out the whip and he slapped the floor with it. That's when I was like, whoa, this movie got too much.
Yeah. Just kidding. Not the whip. Not the whip. That doesn't happen, folks.
Not that movie.
That does not happen. But, okay, so now it's got the sauce. He's in the kitchen. Yeah. Now we have a montage of Good Burger selling buku burgers because of Ed's sauce.
Yes.
Everyone's loving it. Good Burger is back on top. Yeah. They're like making money. They can actually afford to pay the employees.
Right.
And, now Mr. Bailey, after the montage is over, Mr. Bailey tells Ed, for every Good Burger they sell, he will give him 10% for everyone. Not 10%, 10 cents. 10
cents for every burger they sell.
10 cents for every burger.
I think it's a good deal. Maybe we can bump it up for 20 cents. But I don't know. Yeah. 10 cents seems like a good deal.
Yeah. What is that? 10% every burger, right?
Yeah. That's pretty much.
I'm not a mathematician.
Yeah, I guess you could say that.
I'm not a calculator.
Well, is it 10%? I don't know. 10 cents and 10%.
I don't know. I feel like
it's probably off. Actually,
this is not showing our intelligence.
It depends on how much the burger. Yeah, I don't think it's the same.
Okay,
10%.
So basically, at this point, like I previously stated, Dexter is big-headed.
To no good,
and he's also
big-headed.
A snake.
Slytherin.
Snake Slytherin. You're a snake.
Slytherin.
He is a snake and cons Ed into giving him 80%. 80% of his Good Burger sauce earnings. So Ed is getting 10 cents.
Oh, yes.
Off of every Good Burger sold.
Yeah.
And Dexter convinces him to give him 80% of that.
And leaving Ed with 20%.
Leaving Ed with 20%.
And you know, honestly, I think if he would have been like, Ed, give me the money, I think he would have done it. Yeah. I don't even think he would have been like,
yeah,
okay, man. I think
it's because Dexter's literally talking to him, and he's like, oh, about this sauce. Like, you know how it was kind of our idea together. Yeah. And then Ed's like, yeah, totally. Like, you should get some of the money that I make. And then he's like, oh, really? I'm glad you say that.
Right.
And then he like whips out this contract, and he tells him like, okay, so I'm gonna get 80%, you gonna get 20. And then like Ed's reading it, and he's like, He's reading the contract. He's like, yeah, I know some of these words.
Yeah,
I
knew some of these words.
You simple boy.
I wonder what the contract said. I think it's not only. I think the fact that he brought it to the step of writing a contract is terrible. Like, if he could have just took his money, like he didn't even have to write a contract. Who are you gonna bring that to? Like, he didn't literally have to do that. He literally
like, is Ed really
but he was like,
you?
Be like, I'm professional. I'm gonna write you a contract. And he went home, typed the contract to rob him, basically, of his hard-earned
words are hard.
Money.
Reading is fundamental.
And then he just terrible person. And I just want to say, Monique.
He what his name?
He's a terrible person.
Oh,
Monique called it.
So DD, after we've signed the contract, the vegetarian.
Oh, DD, okay.
The vegetarian. She asks Ed, what does he put in his sauce? And then he starts giving like the recipe to her. And then Dexter tackles him to the ground and tells him, never give anyone the recipe to your sauce.
That's probably the best advice he gave him, though.
But that is, yeah. I mean, that's
sound advice.
Like literally, like, what are you doing? Like, don't tell anybody that.
Literally, good thing he's a snake. Because, I mean, yeah, you got to keep the hush-hush. Because that's, like, trade secret.
Right. Okay. So, next scene, after, Good Burger is, like, on the rise, they're on the horizon.
Kurt always got haters.
Huh?
You always got haters.
Yeah. Always. Haters are the motivators. But Kurt is at Mondo Burger headquarters. And he is having one of his sissy fits, girl. And he headbutts one of his workers.
Literally a cult leader.
He headbutts one of his cult leaders out of frustration because he's so mad that Good Burger is doing so good.
He says something stupid and he headbutts him.
And he headbutts the boy.
And I think he headbutts him so hard that he is in a I think in one of the next scenes he's like
in a brace.
Yeah, he's in a neck brace.
Dang.
If I stand corrected.
I don't remember that, but that's wild.
Maybe I'm thinking about the girl.
I think you're thinking about the girl. I don't think he's in a neck brace.
Okay. Well, you still can't just headbutt people. It's very cultish. I've read a lot about cults. There's a lot of podcasts.
It's giving Jim Jones.
It's giving Jim Jones. It's giving Scientology.
Yeah, it's giving David Miscavige.
It's
really giving David Miscavige.
David Miscavige.
For all of you who don't know, David Miscavige is the leader of Scientology.
Don't come for Scientology.
And he don't ever rock with Scientology. He's a crazy person.
I said Scientology, don't come for us.
Oh, don't come for us. Literally, don't fair game us. There's this thing in Scientology when like they've established enemies, Scientology will go after their known enemies, and it's called fair gaming.
Allegedly.
And
don't come for us.
Right. But okay, so David Miscavige is like crazy. If you ever watch a Scientology like documentary or anything, like he be headbutting his like people. Like his like he's like goons, like his chief of staff and like stuff. He like beats the crap out of them.
I love
so that is like what Kurt is giving. Kurt is literally David Miscavige.
He's giving that. He's giving a little mini David Miscavige.
And David
Miscavige
like murdered his wife.
Privileged boy.
Allegedly.
God, I love cults.
Cults are fun. Y'all really need to look into Scientology. Y'all need to watch Going Clear. Great docuseries.
I haven't found a good cult. I love a podcast. I haven't found a good cult. I actually recently found a good cult podcast.
Mm-hmm.
It's that one before. It was on a dark. Like, I don't like my podcast to be too like serious.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm a little bit more chillax.
Mm-hmm.
But this one I found,
lighthearted.
Yes, this one I found. It's so funny. It's called "Was I in a Cult?"
Oh.
And they're kind of like talking about like cults that are not like, am I in a cult?
Yeah.
Was that a cult? Like, one girl was like She was basically
like borderline.
Yeah. Well, not. I mean, technically, if you like the definition of cult, it meets that, but people don't like to like identify as it. Like one girl, for example, her mom was basically abusive and like kind of like manipulated her, and like she knew her mom was evil, but she like still wanted like her mom's approval, and she was basically saying she was in the cult of her mom. There's a lot of religious cults.
Yeah.
One of the girls was from LA, and I guess she was an actor, trying to be an actor. And
that's how it always starts.
They joined like an acting group. And the lady there, the acting coach, was like trying like manipulating them, like being mean to them, like saying like, you know, go up there and act and be like, you sound stupid, you're terrible. But then she'd be like, this is how it is to be an actor. And then
this is what we do.
Yeah, this is what we do. You have to be prepared for this.
Calls.
And then eventually somehow she gets into like Buddhism, and she's like very spiritual. But then she's like, in order to take my Buddhist class, you have to take like my acting class and my Buddhist class at the same time, and like do it all if you want to be my favorite.
That's giving next
year. And right. And if you want to do it all, like if you want to be my favorite, you gotta do all of it. I want all your money. One time, one of the girls from the Pussycat Dolls was part of it.
Oh,
I don't remember. The
one who's not Nicole.
Yeah, one who's not Nicole. She was part of it, and the point where she realized the girl was like, oh, like you're manipulating me, like you're running a cult. Like she went into to meet her one day, and the cult leader was just like crying. She's like, I have no money, I'm doing terrible. And the girl in her head, she was like, you're doing terrible, I'm literally giving you all your money, we're all giving you all of our money. Like she's taking all of their money.
She's saying she's doing terribly financially.
Yes, but they're all giving her tons of money.
Right.
She has acting classes that cost a couple $100. She's offered trips to like India or something like that cost like $5,000. I think right now they cost $10,000 to go on. And then the girl, she's like, I'm doing so terribly, I need your money. Like basically like that. She was like, oh, you're manipulating me,
right?
Because you don't need my money because you're rich,
right? I honestly feel like the best docuseries are cult ones. Yes. But I will say, I don't think out of all, I haven't seen too many, but I've seen enough. Out of all the docuseries on cults, the best one I've ever seen is the one on Scientology. Anything I've ever watched after that, I'm like, this cult does not compare to the cult of Scientology. There's nothing. NXIVM doesn't compare.
I think NXIVM was a interesting cult dynamic, but the way the story was told was kind of like long-winded.
Yeah.
But Scientology is good because you can also get there's so many parts of Scientology that's so messed up.
Yeah, you can. There's so many
that you don't even know about it. There's
like
child labor, forced labor. Yeah. There's like
and then there's the Sea Org, and then there's
being a celebrity.
There's a celebrity Scientologist. Yeah. There's the regular people who are like in the Sea Org.
Is what it's called. It's crazy. There's people who were born into it. There's people who were
born into it. Yeah,
it's like crazy. So many different levels of Scientology.
And then also for people who are wondering what NXIVM is, it's like NXIVM was like an MLM, you know, like a multi-level marketing thing. And it was just crazy. I don't know. They had like badges and stuff, and like the girls were getting branded. It was crazy. But if you want to watch it, it's on HBO Max. And then Going Clear, I think, was also on HBO at one point. I'm not sure if it is anymore. Going Clear is the Scientology one. But yeah, I guess we should get back to.
Yes.
But
don't join a cult.
Yeah, because then you'll get headbutted.
Well, no one. No, from Kurt. Make a point. No one joins a cult.
Yeah, no one joins a cult. No one like willingly is like, I'm joining a cult. You join a group.
Yeah, you join a group.
You join a group of people who are
go south
or similar to you, and then everything goes south, and then that's how you get. That's how you go. But anywho, Kurt headbutts one of his employees because he's pissed that Good Burger's doing so good.
Don't put up with that kind of behavior.
Yeah. Okay, so next scene we have Mr. Bailey. He gives Ed his cut.
Yeah,
for the day. It's $67.
Correct.
And remember, Dexter being the snake, the scum that he is, he takes 80% of that. So he gives Dexter $13 of that. And you do the math. You do the math. Because we, in fact, cannot.
You do the math. But he gives Dexter $13.
I saw a tweet today that said what happens between me and my calculator is between me and God.
Between me and God.
I was like, that's true.
Oh my God. I hate when I'm like checking out or like I'm giving someone a tip. Usually when I go to the nail salon or something. It's usually when I go to the nail salon. And I'm like giving them a tip on, you know, my receipt. And I'm just like, whew. It was $5 plus 50 53.50 cents. And it drives me insane. I'd be like, oh, hope I did this right. And then I'd be thinking about it. I'm like, I think I did it right. I think I did it right.
Well, if you don't add, if you just keep it like, if the decimal is zeros, you just add 5.
I know, but I'm just like, I just can't do the math. I just freak out.
Right.
I'm like, what's 53 plus 5? I'm just like, have a panic attack. I'm like, oh my God, what's going on?
Okay, so then Ed asks Dexter if he wants to hang out. And then with the resistance, Dexter agrees.
It's the least he could do. He's robbing him.
Right. He's robbing him blind. So Ed shows him his secret place, which is the roof of Good Burger.
Because he's obsessed with Good Burger.
Because he lives, breathes, sleeps Good Burger.
It's also a cool spot, though. That's kind of nice.
It's chill. And then, so, they're talking, blah, 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 blah. Ed's going on his, like, idiot rant.
He's talking about squirrels, I think.
Yeah. And then Dexter's basically like, son, you must have, like, no real problems. And then Ed's like, well, what kind of problems do you have? And then he's like, lots. And then so Dexter, we get like a really vulnerable moment from Dexter. He starts telling Ed about how his dad walked out on him and his mom when he was like 7 years old. But before his dad left, he gave him a yo-yo. And the yo-yo lit up on like both sides. One side it lit up red and the other side it lit up blue. And then it would make a whistling noise when you would like yo-yo it. And all of this like fun stuff. And it was just like a really, I don't know, am I leaving something out? It was really nice.
No, it was nice. It was vulnerable. I was wondering
between the con artist and the bumbling fool.
I wonder, I wonder why he chose to share that, but maybe because he thinks, talking to Ed is almost like talking to a wall. So not to be like, real, but it's not like you have to be super vulnerable because he might not even remember. Maybe he does remember. He might not even remember this in the morning,
right?
So it's just like it's easy to be vulnerable because it's like
that's so true. He's easy to talk to.
Yeah. And then
so basically, after he gives his little spiel, he kind of Dexter's like, okay, well, I'm leaving now. And then he's like, okay, bye, buddy. He calls him his buddy, and Ed's like,
we're buddies.
He's like, we're buddies? Like, do you mean it? And he's like, I guess.
He's like, yeah, weirdo, bye.
Yeah, sure.
Which is so sweet. Aww.
And then Ed, like, really was like, oh my God, I have a friend.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Because he's just so pitiful. So, next day,
Good Burger gets a call for delivery.
Yes, but so Monique's like, you got a delivery, you're not gonna believe this one.
Yeah, she's like super excited.
And then Dexter, he's like all bucked up. He asks Monique, he's like, oh, do you want to come with me on the delivery? And Monique's like, no.
She's like,
and then Ed's like, I'll go. So lo and behold, they go on the delivery. They go in the Good Burger Mobile, and the delivery is to the
basketball stadium,
the one and only Shaquille O'Neal. And they deliver a Good Burger to Shaquille O'Neal.
They do a slow motion run to him because they're super excited.
Yeah, they're super excited. They give him his Good Burger. It doesn't have pickles. He asks for pickles.
Tomato.
Excuse me. It doesn't have a tomato. He asks for tomatoes. Ed pulls out a tomato out of the pocket of his sleeve. He slaps it on the Good Burger. And then Shaquille's like, you're not like other people, are you?
I'm surprised he ate that. I was like, what? I'm not eating the pocket tomato. No, thank you.
Like, this is disgusting.
And then Shaquille O'Neal's into it. He loves the burger. He's like, this is delicious. And they're able to give like basically free marketing for Good Burger.
Right.
And then we see, of course, the biggest hater, Kurt back at Mondo Burger, seeing this on television. He's pissed. He is shooketh.
He is pissed.
He's upset.
He smashes the TV and then he calls the kitchen. He's like, make our burgers bigger.
Very called like.
Yeah, because he's just like, oh, by the way, like Mondo Burger, we never even said this. Mondo burgers are gigantic.
They're huge. They're huge. I think at one point early in the scene they compare the two, and it's like Good Burgers is like
like that basic like McDonald's like flat patty.
Mondo Burger is just like if when you go out to a restaurant, they're like, let's have a burger challenge, and like if you eat it goes up on the wall. One of those. It's like super big, but it's like a big burger.
It is. I would say it's that big. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're huge. And Kurt's like, make our burgers bigger.
It's like, whoa.
And then so next scene.
But seems like, are you guys going to charge more? Like, how does that work? Because that's just, I guess eventually we see how they're making the burgers. But, I mean, that's more meat. Like, where's this cost coming out
Yeah, and they cost the same.
Yeah, it's like, what? Okay, sir. I don't understand your, profit margins. But sounds like they're getting thinner and thinner.
Can we see the balance sheet?
Yeah, exactly. What's that income statement doing?
The revenue minus the profit minus the... Oh, girl, I don't even remember any of that. But anywho. So then next scene, Kurt pulls up on Ed. He's like driving. He pulls up on him. He offers Ed a ride. Right. And then in the car, Kurt's basically like, I want you to come work for me. And I know you make $5 an hour. He's like, but I'll pay you $10 an hour. And he's like, how does that sound? Literally, Ed doesn't care. Ed is getting 20% of money, of 100% of money that should be going in his pocket. You think he cares about $10? Yeah. $10 an hour? He don't care. I don't know. Care. I don't even know where is he probably has checks that's just like sitting up somewhere. Like, he's not cashing. He does not understand monetary value whatsoever. He's not doing $10. Yeah, he's not in it for the money. He's probably not even in the payroll at Good Burger. He hasn't even noticed. He's not on the payroll. And that's why he's still around, because the manager's like... Ed wears the same outfit every day. He's not worried about money. Yes. He's a nomad. He's showering in He's a carny. He's a carny. He doesn't care. He doesn't care. But, and then... Kurt drops Ed off at work, and Dexter sees this, and he's like, why are you in the car with Kurt? He's like, what is going on? I'm your scam artist, not Kurt. He's like, you can only have room for 2 weasels in your life. Yes. And I'm the only one, baby. Yes. And he also warns him again not to give him the secret sauce, which is also important. Yeah, he's like, don't give him the sauce. And then right before Ed and Dexter walk into Good Burger, Ed gives Dexter a yo-yo. A yo-yo very similar as a gift to the yo-yo he described that his father gave him a couple scenes ago. And then he says he spent the $13 Dexter gave him on the yo-yo. Girl, I didn't write that part down. Oh Lord, that's horrible. Oh my God, that is like, so sad. I took the $13 you gave me and I bought you the yo-yo. That you gave me. That he stole from you. Exactly. That you earned and he stole. That you have the right to and plus some. Oh my God, not the $13. So sweet. Dexter doesn't deserve this goodness. Oh my God. I'm not sure how after that he was able to sleep at night. Literally. Because I'd have been like, ooh, girl. Jesus. He sleep good too, I bet. Yes. That's foul. So after this, foul. Kurt is still determined to get that secret sauce, so he sends in his secret weapon, which is Roxanne. You don't have to... I don't know the words. So he sends in Roxanne, and he's basically like... They're just push past that. It's a fun song. And he's like, if anyone can get the sauce out of Ed, she can. So, next scene... Which is played by Carmen Electra. Yeah, we see Carmen Electra walk in. She's Roxanne. She's out. She's on the prowl. She's on a mission. Good. She got a red. I think she got a red dress. She got like a red dress on. But she come in. She on the prowl. She hungry for Ed. She not hungry for food. Well, she hungry for her task. But she really hungry for getting that sauce, because that's what she here to do. And then so she's at the counter. She asks Ed on a date, and he agrees. And then right after, Ed invites Dexter to come along. As a double date. And he's like, you should bring Monique. And then Dexter's like, I would love to, but, she's not vibing with me. She's not rocking with me like that. And then Ed's like, well, I'll ask her. And he calls him a chicken. And he starts he goes, you're a chicken. Moo. Moo. Moo, you're a chicken. Moo, moo, moo. And he's like, bruh. That's not what chickens sound like. He's like, chickens don't sound like that. There's so many funny things from him. And it just goes on. And you can't deliver him through a microphone. You really just have to see it. It's just like he's so child, he a fool. He's so funny in this movie. He's so stupid. But anywho, so Ed basically asks Dexter for him. He asks Monique, and he's like, hey, do you want to go on a double date with me and Dexter? And Monique's like, I'd love to. What? And Dexter's like, huh? Yeah, because, we're all thinking, where did this attitude change come from? Girl, you was ready to spit in his face 2 shifts ago. You ain't never smiled in his direction. Okay? Girl, ain't never did. Ain't never have. Mm-hmm. Crazy. So then the next scene, they go on their little double date to the arcade / mini golf. I would like to point out that Ed is again wearing his uniform plus
a tie.
A tie.
It makes it appropriate. It's formal. It's formal attire now. He's got a tie. At least he's trying. He's not like, oh, I'm on a date. Let me slap this tie on.
Right.
He's so freaking silly. I would hate to be on a movie and be like, you're wearing one outfit though. You know, like I'd be like, on a movie set, it'd be like fun to like try on different outfits. But he's like, you're wearing the same outfit every day.
The fact
don't get excited
that the costume where people like, he's gonna wear this, but we're adding a tie.
Yeah,
it's so funny.
It's so funny.
And then the tie was polka dotted.
I'm sure they spent
on top of stripes.
Oh, was it? That's funny. I'm sure they spent like good time thinking about like what kind of tie he should wear.
I bet. That was a conversation.
Yeah.
That was a conversation.
And then on this date, Roxanne...
The date's just going haywire.
Roxanne is flirting really hard. She's trying to get that sauce recipe out of Dexter because that's her job. That's her mission. That's what she's sent there for. Dexter is stopping it. He's like, whoa. Yeah. Not today.
She's like, oh, Ed. They're eating like corn dogs or something. Yeah. And she's like, oh, you want to know what would go great with this? Your sauce. What do you put in it? And then he's like, well, some lemon juice, onions, bell peppers, and then Dexter kicks her, and she's like, ow.
Chill out, dude.
And then he tries to change the subject, and he's like, oh, let's go play mini golf. And then Roxanne, she like pulls Ed, and she's like, wouldn't you much rather like sit here and be alone and talk? Then Ed's like, oh,
no, let's go. It's like gross. I literally came on this date to hang out with Dexter. Man.
Like Dexter is really the love of my life. So then they go play mini golf.
They're playing putt-putt or mini golf. It's the same thing. And then it's Dexter's turn. Not Dexter's. Ed's up for bat swing.
Not bat, girl.
Whatever you call it. And he swings back, hits Roxanne in the face with the golf club. And then as he's swinging the ball ricochets off the thingy-mabobbish and hits her in the freaking square of her forehead, right in the center of her forehead, and it knocks her.
She go down, out. Baby. She go down to the floor. She knocked out. She gone.
Literally, I'm sure maybe 20 minutes into the date, it's over.
The date's over.
Yeah, I don't think it takes long to eat a hot dog. And right after that, I feel like they're on their first round of putt-putt, and
it's over after that, basically.
She's knocked out. She has a big red bump on her forehead now. And
so next scene, they're in the car driving. They're going back to Good Burger because the date's basically over. She's in the passenger seat. She's knocked out.
She should be in the hospital.
And then Dexter and Monique are sitting in the back. Ed's driving for whatever godly reason.
Because he probably is the only one with the license.
Yeah. So they pull up at Good Burger. He slams on the brakes. And when he slams on the brakes, Roxanne is knocked out, remember. When he slams on the brakes, her head hits the dashboard and
wakes her
up. Her head, oh my God.
It was red before. She had like a bump.
Oh my God, like, ooh, that thing. And now she's got like an even bigger red blister on her face, and she like wakes up and she's like, what's going on?
Right. I don't know why they didn't bring her to the hospital. She has definitely internal bleeding.
And then Ed's like, she's like, what happened? Like, what's going on? And then he's like, your head hit my golf club.
He says that?
Yes, he's like, your head hit my golf club.
She's like, you were standing way too close to me. That's not my fault.
You did this to yourself.
Yeah.
So they're in the car. Dexter asks Monique if she wants to like go for a walk. And then she's like, yeah, I'd love to. And then Ed's like, hey,
what do I mean?
What am I supposed to do? Yes. And then Roxanne's like, hello. And he's like, hi. What am I supposed to do? And then Monique's like, I think Roxanne can help you with that. You can figure it out.
Yeah. And then Monique and Dexter, they go on a leisure walk. Mm-hmm. Dexter asks the question, like, why all of a sudden did you, agree to go on this date with me? And Monique shares the fact that, she sees Ed warming up to Dexter and they're becoming friends. And Dexter, if Ed likes you, Dexter, that means you have to be a decent person.
Yeah, because she's saying how, like, Ed's always talking about how an amazing friend he is. And Ed's the most genuine, sweetest person. that Monique's ever met. So him being such a good friend to Ed really makes her like him, yada, yada, yada. Sound like she in love with Ed, if you ask me, but whatever.
She trusts his judgment.
But whatever.
And the two kiss. Bone chicka womp womp.
They share a little smooch. It's so precious.
So cute. And then back at the car.
Back to the car with Ed and Roxanne. Roxanne is like, you know what? Head up to here.
Yeah. She's like,
I came here for a job, and she's like, I'm going to get this recipe
her game up.
no matter what it takes.
She's like, I'm putting the full force press on that booty.
Girl, she ain't playing no game. She's trying to get that sauce. She says she will give him anything.
She says
anything he wants if he give her that sauce recipe.
She wild.
And then so she goes in to kiss him. And Ed is so startled.
Yeah.
He body slams her.
He picks her up, throws her over his shoulder.
This is a WWE wrestling style move that he pulled a John Cena on her. He pulled a Randy Orton on her. He pulled a Trish Stratus on her.
There we go. And then she's done. She's like, and you won. And I'm cried. And she goes to Mondo Burger to look Kirk in the eyes and is like, I quit.
Girl, she go to Mondo Burger. She got her face all red. She got a neck brace on. She on crutches. She is crippled. And she like, I quit.
I'm done.
And then he's like, I guess she didn't get the sauce.
Right.
It's like,
yeah,
obviously.
So. And the next morning we see someone ordering a good burger, which is Lori Beth Denberg, which is a character from All That.
She used to do Vital Information. You remember they used to be like Vital Information with Lori Beth Denberg, and she'd be like,
I try to go All
talking fast must be her forte because on Vital Information she used to be talking fast.
Yeah. And she was talking fast here. She's like ordering these crazy things and giving all these backstories.
She's like a customer.
Burgers.
Yeah, she's like giving Ed this like long story about onions and somebody.
And Ed's head is overloading.
Yeah, he having a brain aneurysm.
He's like, no. He's like, no. What is this? That's what I asked for. And then Dexter, next day at work, he goes to talk to Monique,
after their wonderful date.
They had such a wonderful date.
Great chemistry.
But she back to acting hella cold.
She acting funny.
He's like, whoa.
Like,
what's up?
What's up?
Because last night, we was
you wasn't saying that last night, girl. And then she reveals that she found the contract in his jacket pocket because he left it in the car or something like that.
She took it home. She took his jacket.
She had his jacket. She was wearing his jacket. And in the jacket pocket, he had the contract and she finds it. Yeah, so she finds the contract, the one that she made Ed sign, where he takes all his money.
She's like, I knew it.
She's like, I knew I was right about you, blah, 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 blah. And he's like, babe, please. And then she was like, but don't worry, I'm not going to tell Ed because it would hurt him too much. But she like, just know you need to stay away from me.
Yes. And the whole crew, the whole work crew knows this. And now they're all except for Dexter because they know he's trash. Yeah. They give him side eye. They're like, oh, wow.
And then so after all of this, Ed meets Dexter. Wait, where?
Dexter goes to Ed and tells him everything. He's like
outside. Ed's outside. He's sitting eating his good burger, and Dexter meets up with him. He tries to bring up the contract, and in him bringing it up, or his attempt to bring it up, a dog comes up to him. Comes up to them and he's barking, and then he's like, Ed's trying to decode what he's saying. He's like, there's clowns strayed at the interstate. What, boy? Would you say, boy?
Yeah. There's clowns?
Mr. Wilson's stuck in the well.
Yeah, basically. There's clowns and they need our help.
And then Dexter's like, son, what is wrong with you?
Shut up.
He's like, the dog is hungry.
Yes.
And then we don't know how Ed has a Mondo Burger, but he has one on him. Yeah. That's never established. But
he actually likes Mondo Burger. He's like,
he secretly likes Mondo Burger. Right. So he has a Mondo Burger on him. And he's like, oh, well, here, boy, here's like a Mondo Burger. The dog is not receptive. He doesn't want the Mondo Burger. No, thank you. And then he's like, oh, I wonder what that's about.
Yeah.
And then then they feed him a good burger.
Science.
He tears it up.
He tears it up.
And then they're like, I know there's got to be something wrong with Mondo Burger. We knew there was something going on with their stuff. Blah, 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 blah.
Dexter
blah, blah.
really wants to go investigate.
So they're like, we got to get to the bottom of
this.
We got to see what's going on. What this dog know, because this dog ain't eating this Mondo Burger, so there's something wrong with it.
And the dog's a very small dog because they're actually... Well, Ed is smart because there actually were clowns that needed car help. And they sent the dog to...
That were in fact stranded. So. And then the clowns... We see the clowns. And they're like, man, where's that dang dog?
Right. But yes, Ed and Dexter are going to investigate what's up with the Mondo Burger Show.
What's up with the what?
The Mondo Burger Show.
Oh, yeah. They're going to go see and find out. So next scene... They go to Mondo Burger. They're dressed up as old ladies. They sneak into Mondo Burger.
Without being recognized.
They go into the back, and they're in the back. They're like peeping game. They're seeing everything, and they're seeing the workers in the kitchen drop some kind of liquid into the burgers
on top of
and
them.
then
they see them get big.
Yeah, and they see the burgers instantly get big, and then they're like, whatever this is, this got to be illegal. Yeah. Kurt catches them and he's like, it's 110% illegal.
Yeah, he's like, no, oh yeah, it's not good.
He was so forthcoming.
He's like not even trying to hide it. He didn't have to. He could have just like pushed them away. He's like, get into the kitchen and let me tell you my story.
Right. He was just so forthcoming with that information. He was like, you bet your butt it's illegal. He's like, triamphethol, which is the food additive that they're using.
Yeah, something.
He's like, triamphethol, which isn't real, by the way. I googled it.
Yeah, it's not.
I thought it was. It sounds like it's real. That's a good name. It sounds real.
It's like I feel like it's like a bunch of science words put together.
Yeah, amphethol.
But it's a good word.
And he's like, triamphethol is 100% illegal.
Yeah, and it's not good. It makes the burgers bigger.
So they're basically caught. They're dressed up as old ladies. In the process of like them being caught, they try to make a run for it, but it doesn't really work out. And Ed and Dexter, they're like, we're gonna call the police, and they're like, nah, that's not gonna happen.
Did we get to the point where they ripped their dresses off?
No, I didn't feel. Okay, you can. I didn't.
That was the best part to me.
Well, go ahead.
The goons rip.
They're dressed up as old ladies.
Clothes off. Dexter under his clothes is dressed like just like his regular
lingerie.
No, Dexter has his regular clothes on. Ed has on lingerie. He's like, ooh. It was like, why? Why are you wearing lingerie? And then Dexter's like, what the hell?
He's like, why do you have that on?
And then Kurt gets so upset with Ed. He pushes up against the wall because he still wants to know the secret sauce recipe. I just want to say, as a child, it's like Ed's like against the wall in his lingerie.
Like in lingerie.
Kurt's like real close to him, and I remember as a child being like, "This is inappropriate." I just feel like this is wrong. It's like back up off him. Yeah, right. It just felt like
here he is dressed as a woman, so he looks like very feminine.
Yeah, he just looks like
this man,
like all on top of him. I'm just like, get off of him, man!
Like, oh my god, this is.
I hated that. Yeah, that's what it felt like as a child. I remember as a child, I always watched the scene. I was like, oh god, be okay, Kurt, get out! I'd be like, Ed, get out of there!
Oh my goodness!
But back to what you were saying. Kurt's
they're like, we're gonna call the police. Right. Like Kurt's like, y'all really not gonna get that far.
Yeah.
So basically, Kurt,
I got a backup plan for this.
Right. I've got goons everywhere. Yeah. Man. So I got people.
He sends them to an insane asylum.
Some kind of way, this boy got connections with an insane asylum and sends Kurt and Dexter to, what is it called? Demented Hills Asylum.
That's what it's called.
Demented Hills Asylum. So they're in the back
to live out their days. Yes. I wonder how long he plans on keeping them there.
To live out their days. They're alive.
They're like, I'm not gonna tell anyone. I don't care what your parents say.
Right.
Your mom's never coming back from her out of town trip.
So they get there. They're at the asylum. They're like in straitjackets. They're
in a room.
They get thrown into that room with like the padded walls.
Ed's right at home. He's having a great time. He's like bouncing against the walls.
He's like, these walls are so fun and soft.
He's like, ooh, yeah.
And then Dexter's like, we've got to get out of here.
Yeah.
So then next scene, they're like in the common area where all the crazy people are. And
what is that doing?
Dexter's like playing cards with like the crazy folks.
He's not having a great time.
And then Ed meets Heather.
Yes, which is Linda Cardellina.
The chick from Freaks and Geeks and Scooby-Doo.
And they're vibing. Ed is having a grand time. He's made a new friend.
Yeah.
That's a new buddy, potentially.
You know what I want to point out here? I think Ed is asexual.
Okay.
Like, because he's clearly, like, his functioning skills are very peculiar. And then, like, anybody who is not attracted to Carmen Electra, like you clearly just like, you know, like I feel like he's asexual. Like I
see that. I feel like
him and Heather were like vibing, but like I don't necessarily. She was into him.
Yeah,
I think he was probably into her in like a
mental, like a personality way.
Yeah,
it's fine.
And I think this movie was ahead of its time, and we see representation from the LGBTQA+ community, and we see probably one of the first asexual
part of
LGBTQA+.
Oh, okay, that's what they. Okay,
yeah. So I feel like he is probably the first asexual representation we might be seeing in any child movie.
There we go.
But yeah, so he meets Heather. Heather's totally into him. They're vibing.
They're totally gonna be boyfriend girlfriend whenever she gets out.
If he's not asexual, but yeah.
I mean, you can be asexual, so
you can. It's a spectrum. Yeah, you're right.
You're just not into the sexual part of it. You just have a boyfriend girlfriend.
That's true. So yeah,
they're gonna be boyfriend girlfriend whenever she gets out.
Whenever she
breaks free.
So he meets Heather. Dexter's playing like goldfish with the crazy people. And then later we see Ed befriend like a really big, crazy man in a straight jacket.
Angry. He's like definitely.
He's huge. He's like 6'5".
6'5". He's a solid man.
And Ed is like talking to him. The man don't speak words. He speaks gibberish. He's like,
and it's like
and he's like, "Oh, you want to get out of this jacket?" And he's like, and then so Ed like takes him out of his straight jacket, then the old crazy big man goes on like a rape
out of the scene. We can see him like causing mayhem and
chaos.
Someone screams, "He's killing Sydney!" So thanks, Ed. You literally almost got someone killed. Back at Good Burger, we see the haters,
Kurt and his goons,
also known as Mondo Burger and Kurt and goons, break into Good Burger in order to sabotage Ed's secret sauce by poisoning it with like
shark poison,
which is interesting. But my one and my favorite person is there to like try to stop him. Otis.
You know who come to see you, Otis?
Is sleeping there. He's staying there.
He lives there.
He was like in the floor in the kitchen, and he like wakes up. He's like, "What are you guys doing here?" They should have been like, "What are you doing here?
Like, why are you?
We're breaking an entry. What are you doing?"
Right.
But Otis is like, he like sees them like trying to like poison the sauce. He's like, I'm gonna call the police, and they're like,
"No, you're not.
You know what? I know a person."
I got a guy.
I gotta connect. And on the sailor side, I just put 2 others in there earlier. Also, Otis is lucky they didn't like kick his butt to like a pulp. We already know Kurt is abusive, and Otis broke his hip like last week.
That'd have been really dark if
it'd have been really dark. But he should have not like to me, like if someone breaks into a restaurant trying to poison some food, I'm like, I'm calling the police. It's like, they're unhinged. I mean, like, stand down. Just call them after they leave. Like, they are not playing. They're like going to kill a million. They're planning on killing people one way or another. If you get in the way, they're gonna kill you too.
Like, dude. Chill out.
Yeah.
But so basically, Otis gets put in the asylum along with Dexter and Ed, and Dexter,
he tells them.
Yeah, he meets Dexter and Ed at the asylum. They see him. They're all sharing the same padded room, apparently. Mm-hmm. And Otis basically tells them what's going on. He says that the Mondo Burger kids are going to poison Ed's sauce with shark poisoning. And that's why he's here, because he caught them.
Yeah, and we have till 10 a.m. is when the burger opens up. And
it's 6 a.m. right now at the asylum. And Good Burger opens up at 10 a.m.
So we have to get there.
So they have 4 hours to like
break out, stop people from getting murdered,
stop people from getting poisoned viciously.
Yes.
And so they have to devise some sort of plan. The next scene, we're back in the common area of the asylum, right? And Ed plays a song on the radio. We have a dance number break out. The song that plays, it's giving like MJ Thriller. Okay.
Yeah, we should listen to this. What's the song?
I googled it. The song is "Not Just Knee Deep" by George Clayton.
Is that the guy in this?
Yeah. So then the guy who wrote the song, you know that song. She was a freak. Yeah. You know, that's all. Okay. So he, the guy who wrote the song, is actually in the scene. He's one of like the asylum.
He's like
members.
Dreads.
Yeah. He's got like these colorful dreads. He's like talking to Ed, and then Ed's like, "I want to play this song," and he's like, "I think you should play it because it's his song." You know, in reality. Yeah. So there's like a dance number that breaks out. It's giving like Michael Jackson Thriller. They're doing like, you know,
fun.
It's like fun, cutesy.
All the patients are having a great time dancing.
And then Dexter sees this as an opportunity for
to break out.
You know, a potential like escape plan. Actually, you know, so Dexter goes up to some of the guards. Mm-hmm. He's talking to the guards. He's like, "Oh, y'all should go in. Y'all should dance. Y'all should join him." And the guards are like, "I don't know." And he's like, "Y'all can do it. Y'all can bust a move."
Right.
So then they go out.
It's not a serious job.
Right. We don't have to guard psychos and psychotic people. So they go out to the dance floor, the guards. They're like busting a move. They're breakdancing, yada, yada, yada. And then Dexter's dancing with them. And then he's like punching them as he's like doing his dance move. He's like, "Oh yeah, like hitting punch to the face. Oh yeah, kick to the groin." Like, you know. So they fall to the ground. He knocks them out. He steals their keys. He grabs Ed. He grabs Otis. Heather comes along. And they make a run for it.
Yeah, they make a run for it. And while they're trying to escape, they run into a room to hide. And that happens to be the straight jacket killer from earlier.
Yeah, the big crazy man
SSJ.
Who Ed befriended.
Yes, and he's in there. Some of them are scared, but Ed's like, "Oh, it's my friend," basically. And Dexter's like, "Hey, can you help us?" Dexter's like trying to like jump out the window, but it's like it's hard to break. It can't open or something like that. And Dexter's like, "Can you open this window for us?" And the guy's like, the straight jacket guy's like, "Oh yeah, I got it." He grabs Dexter, just throws him out of the window.
And Dexter's like, "That's not what I meant."
Yeah,
and then Otis jumps out right after him. And then Ed kind of says his goodbyes to Heather. And he's like, "You know, I'm going to miss you." Mm-hmm. And she's like, "I'm going to miss you." And they like hug. Then instead of jumping out of the window that's already been broken from Dexter, Ed decides to jump out of a completely different window that has not been busted open.
In true Ed fashion.
Yes. So then they're all outside. They get up. They make a run for it. And they steal an ice cream truck. Mm-hmm. But as they're stealing the ice cream truck, the asylum guards or workers, you know,
are in their truck.
They get in their truck and they chase after them. So now they're having like a high-speed chase standoff. And while they're driving, Dexter's like, "Oh my goodness, let's throw the ice cream at their truck so they won't be able to see." Yeah. So they start throwing ice cream at the truck, and it's blocking the guards' like window and vision, so they can't really see. And basically, they lose them. But in the process of this high-speed chase, we meet Mr. Wheat again, and they're driving recklessly. Mr. Wheat just put up his brand new mailbox because if you remember, in a couple of seasons prior, Ed also knocked over his mailbox when he was driving the Good Burger Mobile. So he's putting up his like new mailbox that he just finished, and they run over it.
Well, not Ed, at least. It was the asylum people.
The asylum car. Oh,
luckily. And I think in the scene he's like literally just putting it out, and it's like a nice and colorful.
Yeah, it's like
cute.
Nice and pretty. It's pink.
Yeah, he's like, ooh, he's very excited for it, and then literally as he's putting it out,
they run over it.
Yeah. So it's still Ed and Dexter's fault, but yeah.
So next scene, they're like scrambling to get to Good Burger. They lose the asylum people. It's like Good Burger. It's like 10 o'clock. Good Burger is about to open. Good Burger is open, actually.
Yeah. They're like back at Good Burger. There's two old ladies. They just ordered some Good Burgers with extra Ed sauce. They're extra sauce. Load it up.
With the shark poison.
Why they're ordering burgers so early in the morning? I'm not sure. They should really be watching that kind of like meat intake at that age, I would say. But, just as one of the ladies is about to bite into her extra sauced up Good Burger, Ed runs into the restaurant and tackles her to the ground.
And Mr. Bailey's like, "What is you doing?
Yeah,
What's
like,
going
why are you tackling
on?"
this? I think
And Dexter explains
a very quick version of it.
He's like, "Don't let anybody eat the sauce. It's been poisoned by Mondo Burger.
Yes.
Call the police. Mm-hmm. We're on our way to Mondo Burger. This is all the information we could give y'all right now. But call the Popo." Go. And so they make their way to Mondo Burger, which, remember, is across the street.
Real quick.
And they sneak in by shimmying up the building. Climbing up. I was like, what's that word?
Shimmy down. I think you shimmy down, but you climb up. Shimmying down.
Oh, you can't shimmy up? Shimmy on up here.
Shimmy up here.
I think you can
shimmy on down here.
I think you can shimmy up. I don't think shimmying is mutually exclusive to going down.
I guess not, but I feel you climb up, you shimmy down. Shimmy on down. Okay, whatever.
Anywho. So they get to the top.
They climb on the roof.
Yeah, they're climbing the roof of like Mondo Burger.
Ed is doing it with ease. He's light on his feet. He has no care in the world. It's simple. Dexter's like, Dexter's a
little chunky. He's got a couple pounds to do what? On him.
He's also not as fear. Ed has no fears.
Right.
He's like climbing on trucks. He's hopping off the trucks to the roof. Dexter's like, let me take a moment to process this.
Right.
But eventually he makes it up. Dexter finally makes it to the top of the roof. By the time he makes it to the roof, Ed's already in the straw. There's like a straw. There's like a hamburger. There's a straw. There's a milkshake
top of Mondo Burger. There's like a burger. There's like a soda with a straw.
But by the time Dexter makes it on the roof, Ed's already in the straw. He's saying to Dexter, come on down to the straw. Dexter's like, I just got here.
Yeah, I just got
What are you talking about getting the straw? Dexter and Ed both get in the straw, and through the straw, they fall into the building, and they're safe inside Mondo Burger.
And Dexter basically tells Ed, he's like, count to 10, then grab like a can of Triamphethol, the illegal food additive that they're using at Mondo Burger, and bring it back to Good Burger. And then, in the midst of Ed needing to do all this, Dexter's going to create a distraction. But instead, Ed he doesn't do anything, Dexter says. And instead, he takes a can of Triamphethol and he just pours the entire can into a vat of meat.
Weird meat.
And if you previously, like, they were literally like dropping, they were doing like droplets of like Triamphethol. Like, that's how they make the burgers big. They just take a drop. And he takes an entire can and pours it. Multiple cans. He takes like 5 cans.
Well, I think his original idea was to take it, but he like spilled one on accident. Right. And he's like, that's actually a good idea.
Yeah.
So he like decides to like just keep on putting them in there. Not sure why no one's in the kitchen. Like, no one's minding the kitchen. Everyone has to be a goon, whatever. But yes, he's like pouring them in there like crazy. And we don't see it yet, but the burgers are starting to get bigger. But back on the roof, Dexter has led the Mondo Burger goons to the top of the roof. He's like, ha 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 ha, this was my plan. Ed's on his way to the police to turn the Triamphethol in, and you guys are busted. Literally, as he finishes that sentence, Ed's like right next to him. He's like, hey. He's like, what's going on?
And he's like, why aren't you going to the police station? And then he has like a can of Triamphethol in his hand.
Which is what Dexter just said he's bringing to the police. But now it's up here with them.
And then Kurt's like, grab the can to his goons. And so they grab it. And then they're like, first of all, the can's it's not empty. Even full. It's empty. You're going to bring an empty can of Triamphethol to the police. And then Ed's like, it wasn't empty when I found it. And the Dexter's like,
What? And then also, I think at one point, Kurt said you mess with Kurt,
you go into the grinder. Kurt is something else. Honey.
My favorite.
So in the moment of Dexter.
What are you trying to say, Ed?
I said Ed and Dexter. I can't find their names. Dexter. That's actually good. In the moment of Ed being like, well, it wasn't empty when I found it. The building starts to shake.
You see the burgers getting bigger.
And we see the burgers getting bigger. They're like huge. They're like the size of like a TV screen.
Yeah, they're exploding.
And they're exploding. And then like the kitchen starts exploding. It catches like on fire. And then like that's causing like the dining room in Mondo Burger to explode. Like the lights are now exploding. It's like an earthquake.
Yeah, it's like an earthquake.
It's the happening shaking. At Mondo Burger.
The customers are like running out.
People like running out like for their lives.
Employees are hopping over the counters like, I gotta get out of here. The $10 an hour isn't worth it.
Right. People are like hopping over the counter. They're like making a run for it.
Yes.
And then in the process, Mr. Wheat, the teacher, he's pulling up at Mondo Burger, you know, minding his business to go get him a big booty Mondo Burger.
Big booty burger. Home of the big booty burgers.
Home of the big booty burgers. And it's chaos at Mondo Burger. It is chaos. And like we mentioned earlier, at the roof of Mondo Burger is like this big old burger
and like size.
Some fries and like a soda cup and like a straw, whatever. And so the building is exploding, and the burger falls off of the building, and it is literally making its way for Mr. Wheat's now
fixed car.
Yes. And it lands on his car.
Lands right on his car.
The whole premise of this movie, the whole meat of this movie is the fact that this man got in a car accident with Dexter, and the whole point was he needed to get his car fixed, and now he got his car fixed. But now this gigantic burger that probably weighs 1 metric ton has now fallen on his car.
I wonder if I'm hoping his insurance covered that, because that is just sad.
Yeah, that is bad luck.
Woo, child. I mean, could you imagine, like, you're a teacher, you get, like, 3 months off away from kids, and just things are going south.
This one kid.
And every time, I guess, not all the times he realized it was Dexter at the root of it, but every time it's Dexter.
Yeah. He doesn't know that.
Yeah.
Like, his mailbox being defaced twice was Dexter.
The hamburger falling in his car is basically Dexter.
It's very unfortunate.
Poor thing. He doesn't even know he has an arch nemesis that is Dexter.
So then, so now the police and the fire department is showing up because, you know, Mr. Bailey.
Yeah.
It's told to call the police. Police show up. Kurt's getting arrested. He's getting put in handcuffs. Yes. He's like, do you know who I am? You don't know what's going on.
Who are you? That's a great... Who are you?
Actually, Kurt?
Give him a moment to explain.
Yeah, what is your story?
What his connections are.
We don't get
I am confused.
You're a crazy person. You're only 20 years old.
Yes.
So then Dexter runs into Mr. Wheat. He gives him half of the money he owes him for the car. And then he's like, I'll give you the other half at the end of the summer. And then Mr. Wheat's like, please just help me get this burger off my car. And he's like, nah, I'm good.
Like, yeah, that's extra.
He's like, that's
I'm already
extra,
giving
bro.
you my summer.
He's like, but here, your money though. Catch you later.
Right.
Okay. So then,
Kurt is getting arrested. Ed and Dexter come up to him and say to the police that he's been putting illegal additives into the burgers that make him bigger. And the police officers are like, oh, did he? They're like, oh yeah, we're gonna get to the bottom of this. One of the police officers has like the cans of the triamphethol in his hand. They're like, oh yeah, you're going to jail. We're arresting you.
Kurt's going to jail.
Kurt's going to jail.
Kurt's going to jail. Kurt's going to jail.
Yeah, they start singing Kurt's going to jail. It's a fun song. They also say when you mess with Good Burger, you go into the grinder to Kurt. If you recall, that was his catchphrase.
You mess with Kurt, you go into the grinder.
But now it's full circle.
Right. Now you're going to the grinder. 180, baby.
Right. And then
so Ed and Dexter are basically like walking around, and then Ed reveals why he poured the triamphethol into the food instead of taking it to the cops. And this is the most intellectual we have heard Ed sound since the beginning of this movie. And he's basically saying, well, had I taken the can of triamphethol to the police, Kurt would have had his big shot lawyers get him out, and the way that the justice system is set up, and the way that criminal processing is set up, it would have been months before he was even tried for his crimes. So he decided to take it into his own hands and pour the triamphethol into the meat and watch Mondo Burger become its own vicious victim of its illegal
wrongdoings
and demise.
Yes.
Something to that extent.
What did he say? Yeah.
He said something like that. It sounded a little bit more
articulate. They can't
when he
explain
said
themselves out of this one, basically. And then Dexter and Ed are having a heart to heart, and Dexter takes out the contract, and he rips it out in front of Ed.
Yeah, he rips it up, and he tells him he can have all the money because it's his, and he earned it. And finally, we see Dexter be, I wouldn't even say a good person, because a good person wouldn't even had stolen 80% of his friend's money to begin with. Right. But we see him trying to rectify his wrongs.
Redeem himself. And Ed's like, is the reason why you're ending this partnership, is it because I'm black?
He's like, it's because I'm black, isn't it? And he's like, no, because I'm
black.
I'm black.
Yeah, we're both black.
We're both. And he's like, oh.
Right. And I guess, and then he's like saying goodbye to Dexter. Ed is like saying goodbye to Dexter because
he's like, I'm really gonna miss you. He's like, it's been a great journey, and I'm really gonna miss you. And
right.
He's like,
Dexter's just like, I'm not going anywhere.
He's like, I'm not going anywhere. And he's like,
right, because totally, dude.
So then they make their way back to Good Burger, where they are greeted by cheering coworkers and customers. They're lifted up in the air for saving Good Burger and defeating Mondo Burger.
Yeah.
And then Dexter's like, Ed's the real hero here. And then they're like, Ed.
Right.
And then they're like, Ed, do you have anything to say? And he's like, well, there's only really one thing to say. Welcome to Good Burger, home of the Good Burger. Can I take your order? And then the movie ends.
It ends the same way, with the same catchphrase it begins with.
The end. Isn't that so poetic?
Isn't that so poetic? It's beautiful. Honestly an Oscar nom.
I think this movie is fantastic. I love this movie.
It's a good family fun, man.
It's good holiday fun.
Ed is so funny.
He is.
He's hilarious.
Hilarious.
Just a strange. What does Shaq say? You're not like normal people.
It's like, you're not like normal people.
Just a great sum up.
But so I think that concludes our synopsis of Good Burger.
Yeah. Any other?
Thank you for listening. Thoughts? Final thoughts. I don't have any final thoughts. Do you?
No, I'm sleepy.
Well, I guess we'll catch you guys next time.
Catch you guys on the flip side.
Okay.
Adios.
Bye.
Bye.